The place value and problem solving cards are a valuable tool for exploring number. One of the first things that we learn, the first word probably that we learn, is our name. And we're very, very attached to that for the rest of our life. When people use our name, it really helps. So one of the activities is to figure out the value of your name. So what we do with the class is that we just start by saying, well, and I'm going to use Trevor because I'm attached to it. But so let's figure out how much Trevor is worth. Well, in order to know that, we have to know what each letter is worth. And so we just go through the alphabet. If A is 1 and B is 2 and C is 3 and D is 4, and we lay all that out. Once that's done, we just put that chart on the wall for whenever we need it to what the numbers are. No one is supposed to be able to remember what those numbers are, what each letter is worth. But you become, over time, used to it. So if we wanted to do Trevor, first thing we do is we take out all of these cards, and then we just sort of stack them up. We put away the thousands and the hundreds. We're not going to use those. You'll notice I did leave one 100 out here, just in case Trevor's worth more than 100. We're interested in names that are worth 100 and words that are worth 100. And so if we want to do Trevor, well, first of all, we're going to try to figure out what each one is worth. And there's two ways to do this. One way is to do it is to have kids fold a piece of paper, and you fold it in half, what they call the hot dog way. And this gives you a chance to teach fractions. How many parts? 2 parts. What do we call each part? A half. Oh, now fold it in half again, the hot dog way. If you use the mouthing technique where you ask kids to tell you how many parts there are now, in a grade 2 class, a lot of kids will tell you 3 because there was 2 and now you folded it one more time. The brain made a correct connection. It's got to be 3. So they unfold it. Oh my goodness, there's 4. Fold it again. Again, the hot dog way. And this is difficult for a grade 2 student to do, but good fine motor skills is what you're building here. And then you ask, and it's fascinating, I love doing this. When I ask kids the question, how many parts there are now, and I get them to mouth the answer, I get, and I get. But mostly I don't get 8. Oh, and I get. So I get 5, 6, 7, and 8. It's astonishing. And so I ask them how they know and all, and then we unfold it, using the model. And when we unfold it, we've got, in fact, 8 lines. Now, the reason I've done all this is because I'm going to put my name there, T, in each one of these lines, R, E, V, O, R. And I'm just going to show you how to do this. So first of all, we're going to put that over here. Now, we're going to get T. When we look for T on our chart, it should say T is worth 20. So we'll put the T there, which is 20. And then R. Well, if T is 20, S has got to be 19, R must be 18. How do you make 18? In kids that have been taught to line up their numbers, a lot of them say 1 and 8. But we've been working all day here on figuring out that it's got to be 10 and 8. So there's the 10, there's an 8, put it together. So I've got 18. Put it beside it. And then what comes after? T, R, E, and E is worth 5. Oh, there's my 5 right there. And I do leave a little separation in between it. I'm teaching this to a whole class. I just sort of walk around, make sure that kids have got each step correct. V, it turns out, is 22. So now we're looking for 22, and I can't seem to find the 20. But I remember about the friendly hundreds. It's on the back of an 80. So I've got the 20, and I've got the 2. And I look at my chart, and I find out that O is worth 15. So I'm looking for a 10 and a 5. There's a 10, there's a 5. And then I'm looking for R again, which I know is 18. There's another 10. I can't find an 8. It'll be on the back of a 2. And I put the 10 and the 8. And now I should point out to you, of course, you notice that these were not arranged in any logical order. And it doesn't help to try to arrange them in some logical order because the back is a friendly number, and it just put them like that, and it's fine. So now I'm looking at this, and I'm thinking, well, how am I going to do this? Well, I'm good at my tens. And most kids are good at their tens, especially if they've been doing the power of 10 system. So I'm going to take out all the tens and multiple of 10. I just pull it out. I do this. By the way, this is a two-person activity. I'm the maker, and the person usually sitting beside me would be the banker. There's always two people. The maker and the banker are not allowed to go into the pile. But I remember, I'm good at my tens or multiple of 10, so I pull them all out. So I get a 20, a 10, pull out that 20, pull out that, pull out that. Now, I encourage students to not just turn in one number, but try to figure out what that all is. 40, 50, 60, 70. I can't seem to find the 70 here, but I know it's going to be on the back of a 30. There's the 30. Oh, and there was a 70. So I've got the 70. And now what do I do? But remember, I'm good at my tens. 8 and 2 is 10. 5 and 5 is 10. I'm going to trade that in for a 20. The banker gives me a 20. Oh, now I trade the 70 and the 20 in for a 90. I can't see the 90. I look on the back of a 10. That 10 doesn't have a 90. That doesn't have a 90. But this 10 doesn't have a 90. That one does. And you may wonder why all those 10s don't have 90s. It's because we need some blank cards for some names are very long. And I put it together. Turns out Trevor is worth 98. Now, eventually in a grade 2 or 3 class, we want kids to use this folding method where they would put 20, 18, 5, 22, and 15, and 18. In other words, if you don't need the place value cards, you can look at this and say, oh, I know 22 and 18 are quite easy to get along with. They get along well. There's 40. And here's 15 and 5 and 20. 15 and 5, so that adds up to 40. And we have an 18 left. We have 18 left. So we put that down there. And then that all adds up to 98. So this is the goal that we want to achieve, where kids are looking for numbers that work well together. And they should be able to do it on paper like this. This activity, by the way, in the Teachable Moment book is called a Special Days activity. So now, once we've done it with our names, we can put a list of spelling words on the board, whatever it is. I wonder if there are any $100 words. At Thanksgiving, we can brainstorm Thanksgiving words. I wonder if there are any $100 words. The point is that children are learning to add sideways. And that is very, very important, because adding sideways keeps the meaning of the numbers, as opposed to the lining them up activity was intended as a paper and pencil activity. We wouldn't have lined up the numbers until we had ready access to paper and pencil. And so basically, when we're teaching kids to add, if you want to add, what's 24 plus 25? If you just say it, 24 plus 25, it's 49. We always add this part first. Good adders always add the big part first. And so 20 and 20 is 40, and 4 and 5 is 9. And however, think about how you would do that if you lined it up. 24 and 25. Your brain would say 4 and 5 is 9, 2 and 2 is 4. What happens is the brain doesn't build 40ness when it does it this way. It only needs to know its fact to 18, and a lot of people can do it by the lining up method, but they don't have number sense. And that's the issue. We're trying to build number sense. This is one of the tools in your package.